Good
Hey,
afternoon, everybody. What's up? What's up? What's up? This is your girl, TheeHeiress, and this is Shop Talk with TheeHeiress. I am here with the master barber himself, Doug Mitchem. Listen, Shop Talk with the Heiress is where we shine the spotlight on our beauty industry professionals in the Tampa Bay area. We want to go beyond that too, of course. And, we want to give them an opportunity to just, talk to us, tell us what they're doing in the industry, what's popping at their shops and all that type of stuff. We are in connections with we're in collaboration with our Dyvine Connections Networking Group. The vision of Dyvine Connections is to focus on financial stability of your business, helping you to create lasting and generational sustainable financial growth, and of course, a wealthy mindset. We do this by providing knowledge-based events with market experts, speakers, and memberships, mentorships, packages. We have them as well to help you propel to your next level in business and your mindset. This is what we all about. We just here for the community. We here for it. We out here trying to support our community, our local Tampa Bay community. And if you're not from the community, we still want to talk with you. We want to chop it up with you. So I'm going to introduce y'all to this amazing king. Listen, Douggie Mitchem. I got to meet him a while back with my son. He was my son's football coach. But to y'all that know him out here, he is the master barber of headliners. Come on. I just want to clap it up. Salute this king. King, come on, tell us about you. I know just a little bit from my interactions with you, but tell the viewers a little bit more about you. Are you from the area? Just introduce yourself.
all right. Yeah, first off, my name is Doug Mitchem, Jr. I've been established master barber since 2007. I've been cutting way before that, actually since about 15 years old. So friends let me play around their hair. So that's when I first really started getting into it or whatever. Also, I got a background in it because of my mother. She growing up, she used to cut me and my brother's hair. So I was one of those kids that went to school all the time with a haircut by my mother. Excuse me, my son right here. 1 second. Just put it in 1 second. Stand over there, son. All right, quick. Step quiet.
He want to be in
All
the
right.
camera. He want to be in the camera. You know what I'm saying?
It's another thing too. We're gonna get into it because I wear a lot of hats too. So you know what I mean. You can't just put me in the box of being a barber. But yeah, back then I said my mom pretty much instilled that into me with the cutting. Because like I said, I watched her pretty much cut our hat. I don't know if it's because she liked it or if it was really to save money or what. You know what I mean? Because I had a father that would take us to the barber shop too. So that's kind of weird. I'm like, dad would take us, but mom would cut us. So I don't know. I guess I had the best of both or whatever. But I was getting I was actually learning, I really think about it. I went by the feel of what my, how my mom was cutting, but she never actually verbally taught me how to cut, showed me nothing with any clippers or nothing like that. But it was just, I think it was kind of like I went by a feel of that. So I guess it's always something that was always in me that I never really realized until I got older. Other people started recognizing, but it was something that was second nature to me, so say the least. But yeah, I've been licensed barber since 2007. Got back in the Clearwater area. Background was more football. Went off to college, played ball at Bethune-Cookman College. Got back in the Clearwater area and started recreation. Background was really working with kids. I was a program coordinator for about five years. Recreation leaders, helping out over at City of Safety Harbor. First, yeah, I started out with that, working with kids, and just giving back from that aspect. Then from that position, I was giving back. So that I ran across more kids and stuff like that, neighborhood, and just took it upon myself to kind of just hang around here in this area. Had opportunities to leave, and grow in other places, but I always felt like I wanted to do it here, a place that that I felt that they needed it in this area, to say the least. So, yeah. But it's kind of ironic to me with what I tell a lot of people with the, with the football. A lot of people they attach me with the football background. I did a lot of things on the football field, but it's kind of crazy because you would have asked me back then if I would have been cutting hair, you're gonna be a barber. I would have looked at you and really probably took it as an insult, thought that, playing around with me, like, you saw my intelligence. I'm gonna be smarter than a barber. I'll be more than that or whatever. And my dreams were, like I said, of course, playing football, things of that nature. And I always thought I was gonna make money with with my hands, by catching the football. But it's kind of crazy. I come full circle. Like God, He's still holding me in that space where I'm still making money, you know what I'm saying, with my hands. Is just cutting, you know what I mean? And actually, I say actually touching people. And then when I say touching people, it's like hands-on, because I get a chance to get my hands on a lot of these kids and stuff that they come past me whenever they're sitting in the barber chair or when I'm going to their house to do a mobile cut. So it's kind of like I get them kind of cornered in one-on-one. I get a moment to kind of trap the kids in. So they got to sit there and listen to, to certain things that I'm telling them, and hopefully they can learn from certain mistakes that I might have made along the way. You know what I'm saying? And not repeat the things that I did or whatever. So I just feel like that's really my real calling. So I guess God showed me, show you in certain ways. You got a plan, but this is really His plan for you. So I'm living that truth.
Ain't that funny? We always come up with a plan. I would have never thought that I was going to be in the industry neither. And just like you, I'm like, I'm smarter than this, I got business sense. I'm a hustler. This ain't it. But I never even knew that you went to Bethune-Cookman. It's like when we think we know people, we really don't know people. And that's why I love this setting, because we actually get to tell people more about who we are. So many people got different aspects of us. They meet us on the football field, or like I met you on the football field, or they bring their kids to get haircuts and they don't know that you have this background and went to college, and you know what I'm saying? And our exterior sometimes make people try to paint these pictures about us, and they really don't really know that, what I'm saying, they sitting amongst so much wisdom and intelligence, and what I'm saying, and things of that nature, because they kind of paint these pictures that they think they know about it. So that's why I was like so happy that you said yes, because I was just like, come on, I really wanted to talk to you. I was like, we done seen each other in the by and by. We done connected in so many different ways, but we actually never really chopped it up. You know what I'm saying?
And the thing, not to cut you off, but like with me, as far as like an interview type thing, when you reached out, it was kind of like, okay, cool. But like for those that really don't, the ones that really know me, my real true inner circle, like I'm more of a private person. I give myself, to others. I say like, through the social media from the aspect. If you can kind of read into that, you really kind of see it's just my son I post. I don't really get into me and what, you know what I mean? Other than a cut here and there, but I'm more of a private person. Like you really get to know me. So certain things like this here and talking and doing interviews, it's kind of like, it's always been something that it's not really my thing. Now, if you want to meet me face to face, we're going to talk, you know what I mean? But like for the masses, I guess. But then I had to think, I'm like, okay, well, maybe this, like you said, a good way people kind of get a real in-depth, because I know a lot of them might perceive me different because I guess the settings that I have to dwell in. I'm a coach, you know what I'm saying? I cut hair. So with those two type of things, you have to be an outgoing person. You have to be a people person. You have to be around people. You got to let people be able to touch you. But a lot of people don't know, like when I'm home, like I'm very private. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't, and like even like what I'm gonna get into today, probably as far as like telling you things that I got going on, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Like I'm one of those people, like I don't really talk about, you know what I'm saying? Like my business, I don't really give too many people those avenues to get at me or whatever, or try to shortstop or these blessings I know that God got for me. So I kind of retain a lot of this stuff to myself. And then once it happens, y'all gonna see it, or I might spring something on y'all like the day before. A boom, like, okay, he done did this. A boom, he got that going on. Like, and y'all, have them scratching like, well, damn, thought the whole time he was on this wavelength, but all in all, he way left. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's my real personality. So it's like, when I post so many things, it's like y'all got to know, like, that's what I want y'all to see. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's real because it's just really my son, because that's what I'm about, my son, and I'm running behind him. So that is my life and my world. But I don't really get too in depth in like, other things that I might have going on, other than the people, other than with the people that I'm doing it with. And we work on those projects together. We talk and we set our dates and stuff like that. Because one thing I learned, like with getting on like certain platforms or getting on there and talking and stuff like that, if you don't come through on those dates or certain things, then people tend to look at you as a failure, which is shallow-minded thinking of them. But that's the world we live in, and everything is kind of controlled by this social media type outlet. This is way they got to get
this
their
metaverse that they assume
they
that they know
get their information or their even their relevance or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't brought up in this type of in this time zone, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard for me to just still some days or whatever, when it comes to dealing with the social media aspect of life or whatever. But I do understand you have to engage in it to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
if you
I'm honored. Can I say I'm honored because I can say that I got the interview. Yeah, I got the interview, y'all. I got the interview.
Yeah, because it's like and not be funny, but like I used to, be like I got out in the game. When I first started out, like I was posting heavy, and I wasn't. To credit, I'm gonna tell you one, because I'm got to give a shout out before we keep going, even with this barber thing. Charles Harris,
Mr. Charles.
Okay, gotta give him his flowers while he's here, for real. A lot of people don't do enough. A lot of people don't give me mines. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna do this because real talk. Like I didn't learn. I didn't learn any skills physically from that dude. To be honest, like I said, it was God given. It was almost like my thing was like the Nick Cannon with the band and all that stuff. I could, you know what I'm saying? I could play the music, but I couldn't read it. So, then he came along and was like, hey man, you can cut, but I didn't know, I couldn't tell you like the terminology about certain things, but he kind of kept me on that path. The dude kept bugging me. I just come home, like I say, from school, college, and he'll see people that I done cut around the area, and he'll get at me. And it got to the point, like I might see him at a high school game. I'm just out here want to enjoy my little break or whatever. And this dude would like pop up. Hey man, when you gonna start cutting? You need to go to school to do this. And I'm like, man, I ain't, that ain't my thing, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I started ducking and dodging this man, literally. Dead ass. Started ducking and dodging. When I see him, I go the other way because I'm like, man, I ain't even gonna entertain the conversation. But he stayed on me, and I gotta give thanks to him though for seeing that in me to really push that, make me really want to push that and go hard and get my license and stuff like that. So shout out to him. But like I said, he didn't teach me nothing how to cut, but he taught me how to kind of move in this game. He taught me the things that I was going to occur and things that were going to come my way. You know what I'm saying? He threw certain tests out there for me too. At the time, I was upset, but I realized now that, he was testing me. He made me more sharper barber than what I am. I mean, what I would have been. You know what I'm saying? So I want to get that out of the way with
that's all. We always gotta honor those that go before us, and I think that's a great thing because a lot of times we don't do that. We don't give that honor, like you said, give those flowers before people pass, and so many people come in our life. And they do make impacts on our lifestyle and our lives and our choosing. And so that's awesome. I love Mr. Charles. I'm actually going to be doing something with him very soon. He's on one of our boards. And so I'm collaborating with him on a whole other thing. Like you said, until we have it set in stone, we don't even throw all that out there yet. But I did want to start going into our interview just a little bit. I got some questions for you. And I know you say, you don't really talk about it. So I'm going to make them real delicate. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to do it nice and gentle for you so you won't feel like it's a little fresh.
I'm going to give you the answers.
I mean, it's simple stuff because you already talked about basically the industry chose you, so it ain't like the question that I had was why did you choose it, but I really see that the industry chose you. You know what I'm saying? Just like
Yeah.
it chose me. Like I feel like it chose me. So like when people have anything negative to say about me in this industry, I didn't choose this path. The path chose me. So,
Right.
but you are, the master barber of headliners. So tell me about headliners. What is the vision and the mission for headliners? Where what's the aspects? Where you're soaring to?
Okay, pretty much. Well, headliners is broad, and it's more than just cutting. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? I got a couple other ventures right now that I'm working on. A lot of people knew before. I got clothing line. We push when we first hit out. We pushing this stuff up in Atlanta, a couple places around through other states and stuff like that. It was doing pretty good. Since I had a child and all other things happen, things gonna come up. So we've been slowing down on that production, but we're gonna pick back up. I'm partnered with Kenji Cooper. That's one of my partners with this here. So it's pretty broad when you say headliners. It's more than just cutting hair. Like I said, I've also expanded now to more so I'm cutting mobile. I've gotten away from the shop because I can get into that too. You know what I'm saying? As far
Right,
as
right.
more about the ins and outs in the business aspect, you know what I'm saying? And I realized that certain things, it's just that ain't my lane. You know what I'm saying? I can do it, but I prefer this lane what I'm doing now because I got other things going on. So this fits me well. So I wouldn't, like I said, I'm not gonna sit up here and promote mobile barbering, especially if you're not in a certain position, if you haven't had clientele, if you don't got clientele at the roof, this ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you now. But it's a lot of good benefits to it. You know what I'm saying? No more overhead. I don't have to worry about certain things in the shop. With maintaining and stuff like that. Which are more personal, which a lot of people knew when I did have the shops. I'm more personal. You can come in there, you drop your kids off, everybody know. You know what I mean? It's very personal. So it helped out with make my transition a little bit easier with being able to come into these people home because they know Doug. You see what I'm saying? So like I said, again, everybody can't do this or whatever. But as far as like really what the cutting the hair, we got the apparel. So I did been dabbing into that. A lot of people know that I do with the clothes and stuff like that because I'm heavy into the fashion world with that.
And
Also, like I said,
how do they access your clothing? Do you have a website or anything like that for that?
I don't have a website. We go through my Instagram page. It's called headliners underscore CO, and that's on. You can follow that on IG, and you go on there. It's a few items. We're gonna boost it back up. Like I said, that's been at a little standstill right now. Working on getting more equipment for our production and stuff like that. And I'm bringing in a couple people in on our team, such as like Kojo Planch, works with the lasering and stuff like that, so we can be able to do more things for certain products and stuff like that, and in different companies as well.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much it right now. I've been working on also our next thing. What we're gonna launch off is pretty much like I'm gonna start. It's gonna be called Hands On, and that's gonna be under the headliners under the headliners banner pretty much. But it's gonna be a spinoff of that. It's gonna be called Hands On, and I'm teaming up with Lakenji Cooper, and what I'm gonna be doing is gonna be training athletes around here as well, your local athletes. But we only gonna it's gonna be a little different though. I'm not taking everyone. We only want a certain amount and a certain group of kids that we want to come and deal with. And I chose the name Hands On because I used to be a wide receiver. And I used to catch with your hands as well as me having my hands on your kid. So when you're gonna drop your kid off to me, they're gonna get not only getting training, but they're getting training life skills, and I'm gonna be up on them. I'm gonna be pulling the transcripts from school, more like a mentor type ship program we're gonna have. But it's only gonna be, like I said, a select few. Right now, we want to set it at maybe about 10 kids, and then once those 10 kids, and that range just from ninth to from about ninth to 12th grade. And what I want to do is get hopefully maybe like 3 or 4 of each class. And then as each class graduates, then I'll regenerate, you know what I'm saying, my group of kids. So say we get 3 seniors that graduate, then I'll be looking for 3 freshmen to come on in to work with. Excuse me. Right, so sorry, but then we'll be working.
I told you he want to be in the interview.
he not camera shy at all, man. But yes, but then we'll, and then we'll push those kids out, and then we'll bring another, 3 in from the ninth grade class, and I want to keep hands on with them, basically, like I said, to help guide them through our high school, ins and out on their, with their grades and stuff like that. Because now that I'm a high school coach, I'm learning a little bit more about the systems
At Clearwater High School, yes.
Yeah. So I think it's very imperative that we be on top of these kids' grades and not relying on the coaches. So that's another reason why I'm part of that staff too, because they realize like how I bridge the gap between their school and the community. So I'm gonna be like I'm gonna be on top of a lot of kids and helping out like that. So like I said, it's gonna be called Hands On, and we're getting ready to do that within a few months. We want to do that at least in the early part of next year. We're gonna get that going. So right now we're working on logos and again with sponsorships and stuff like that. So
is that going to be a nonprofit or is going to
be everything I do is a nonprofit LLC. So that's what this is about too. So I'm able in position so I can be able to give back and things like that. I don't know if you remember years back with the Greenwood Panthers organization. That's how I was able to maneuver and help out. You know what I mean?
With their uniforms and stuff like that.
Yes, a lot of people don't know that that's how that happened. I feel, we had some things going on, and issues that are no longer issues anymore. But, sometimes instead of complaining, I've never been one of those people that complain about issue. I'm trying to find a solution. So, I was focused on the solution right away, and that was the way we tried to solve it. Like, okay, such and such won't let this happen, such and such won't let them do it. Well, we're gonna go around it, and we're gonna, we'll be the solution to it if we had to come out of our pocket, which we did that year and did certain things. And I've noticed, like, since then, it's been a trend. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff around here, and like I said, I know my position I play in the community, so. You know what I mean? I don't try to talk it up or whatever, but I know people see it because hell, they try to emulate it after I done did. You know what I'm saying? So
listen,
I see it. It goes on around here though. I'm serious.
I've learned to just do what I do and don't even, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta look to the left, I ain't gotta look to the right. Because as long as I know what I've done and I know the position that I stay in and move forward in, then it is what it is. Sometimes it's just too many politics and I ain't got time for that. I'm just going to move through, find a solution, and we're going to get it done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And the thing about it, like things that I do, this stuff comes natural. Right. I'm not sitting up here thinking, premeditating or looking and waiting for him to do it. I saw such and such do this or do this for blah. I don't move like that. And, I know that's the difference between me and a lot of people. And then, like I said, your work when you see it. You know certain things you've done, and you see other stuff that was like that and don't. But I'm big on that giving back and giving credit and trying to help out, and just stay evolving. You know what I'm saying? As a man, all together. But like I said, as far as like promote certain things, I ain't gonna really do that, because I think I reached a level. And I'm sticking with this. Once you reach like a certain level, and I think like you leave the advertisement and the promoting some of that. You leave that up to the people.
Yeah,
they want to do that for you. I'm telling you. Like I said, a wise man once told me. He sat me down because, like I said, he sat me down and he asked me a question. I had to really think about it. He said, Doug, have you ever seen a Bentley commercial?
Never.
Never. You've never seen a Bentley commercial.
Mm-mm.
But they've been around since time. And they're one of the most classiest, expensive cars you can own or desire to own.
Because they know they got a good product.
That's how you gotta treat yourself.
Once you know you got a good product, they're gonna seek you. They're gonna seek you. So after a while,
but it's for certain people too. It's for a certain class when you're gonna get to that point, and it's for that, and that's for a certain taste. You see what I'm saying? Everything I do is not for everybody's taste. You see what I'm saying? Like you can turn that TV on, you're gonna see Toyota, Nissan, hell, Mercedes even. They battling each other, talking crap about the other car, knocking this car, Lexus, blah, 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 trying to sell these cars. You don't see Bentley. You don't see no Bentley commercials. You don't see Lamborghini commercials. Nope. You see what I'm saying? You know? But to the shallow mind, and it's kind of crazy because to the shallow mind, when they get on this social media, now take for instance, you can go and you don't see me posting no pictures of haircuts. Y'all mind gonna go right in the tank and be like, dang, he must don't cut no more.
He done fell
and
off.
That's a shame. But y'all don't think that. But you don't think that with the Bentley cars or nothing because you don't see no commercial. But y'all don't see
you don't know
like,
what they doing
Bentley
in the
must have went
background.
out of business. Bentley must don't sell cars no more. Bentley must have no.
They sell it.
Is the major, you see what I'm saying? One of the major players in the industry.
And when they sell, they only got to sell a couple because the numbers is what it is. The numbers is what it is. So we salute that. So
that's what we got to.
So with that being said, what is Doug's specialty? Like what you know what I'm saying? What is like this is what you are you known for, like a particular cut? Are you known for your like what is it that about you that stand out?
What man that I can do, that I can perform just any cut. Mm-hmm. That's what stands out. Okay. Mm-hmm. You got a lot of barbers out here too. I cut any, I'll do any cut. I do on any kind of texture of hair, any race. I've been in shops. You done been around people. Mm-hmm. Everybody can't do everybody's hair. No. Everybody can't give them their vision too. They can't make that vision come true either. I think I got the ability to do that even more. I take your vision even a little further. You see what I'm saying? And I think that's what the people they love about when they come to my show or come a service, getting a service from me. I color your hair, I dye your hair, all of that type of stuff. Females, I do them all. You see what I'm saying? I'm not running from nothing. I done been in shops where, okay, it might be a brother come in and then a Caucasian come in. You know, everybody gonna just ask the brother, hey, they want him to get in charge. They're scared to cut the Caucasian hair because, you know what I'm saying? You're not skilled at that. And I get it. I know why you ain't asking. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, and then that shows even more. I mean, I'm gonna read into it more. I'm gonna look at you like you're less of a bar because you're not even trying to challenge yourself. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put it like this. I'm tight, even if it's something that I feel like might be a little more difficult than what I'm used to, you ain't gonna know that.
Right.
You're not gonna know that. Like I'm gonna talk to you like I done did this 100 times before. But the whole time it's like I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna
push myself. And I'm a strong believer that hair is hair. You know what I'm saying? Hair is hair. I understand that there's different texture of hair, but if you learn the makeup of hair, the shaft, if you're a real professional, you know hair is hair. Now there's going to be different textures and how I'm supposed to maneuver around that hair. But at the end of the day, hair is hair. So if you want to sit in my chair, I don't care what, you know what I'm saying? We're going to figure this out. And like you said, I love it because people don't even know. Listen, I'll leave out and I'll be like, they be like, you did a great job. I said, man, I ain't never did that before.
Right. Or even like they just, I love it or whatever. And I'm sitting in my head like, I don't know, I could have probably did this a little sharper. Could have did that a little more crisp. You know, like I say, like, and that's another thing too with me, I'm my biggest critic.
We are.
So like anything other people like that don't, man, please, like ain't nobody harder on me than Doug. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing I think you got to have in this industry, in this game, too, thick skin, you know, because it's a million of us out here cutting and doing this stuff like that. It's a million going to be down in the next stylist or down in the next barber to get ahead. And like I said, I've seen a lot of ins and out of this game, you know, and that's what's got me to this point that I'm at. Like I said, I've been through it. I done seen it. I've seen it all.
With that being said, you know, what's one of your, you know, one thing that you struggled with within the industry that you had to overcome, you know what I'm saying? And like the lesson you learned so you can, you know, give to somebody else if they're in this industry. I mean, I know you kind of leaning towards it. So I want to kind of, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay. One thing I struggle with, okay, this is going to be like kind of two things. All right. One, is, I guess, like the shop atmosphere in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I ain't in control of it, I'm not really feeling that, because where I grew up, the shop was a place of like a safe haven. We coming in there, we talking God talk. You understand me? We're talking God talk. There's going to be certain vibes in there, and it's my, all around the guys. You see what I'm saying? What I hate now is these days in a shop now, because I'm getting oversaturated. It's oversaturated with women.
Mm.
And what I mean by that, the lack of fathers bringing these kids in to get haircuts. I got too many women in my face, man. I got too many women in my face all day long. You know what I'm saying? Like dropping the kids off, and it's become like that. You know what I mean? These days, it's different. Like real talk, it's different. So that's one of the things that I kind of can't stand. And then when you get with that too, you got the guys certain too. And then I'm not like I said, I'm not like a gossiper or none of that. I don't too much be wanting to hear about other people's business and da. So it seems like the culture is changing too in the shops.
Right.
The men
is different.
It's almost like a salon. It's like a salon now. The dudes,
they different.
They different now. They come in there, they talking about extra stuff that I don't care to hear about. And then you got the ones that just want to be in there to see what you're doing. You understand? To come in there,
taking advantage. They taking advantage of the fact that there's a more single women bringing in their sons and it's not business. You know what I'm saying? This them turned into a social setting and a dating
social
scene.
Setting. Correct.
And a dating scene. You know what I'm saying?
Correct. And I gotta at least admit though, because I'm gonna say this. I know in the club area, I'm probably one to blame for that. For getting that started. You know what I'm saying? As far as, because I had a following, whether you're getting a haircut or not, you're going to come to wherever I'm cutting at. They're going to be posted up outside, hanging out. And the thing about it, which I used to, when I was younger, I embraced that because it was from a standpoint where I felt like a sense of security too. Because a lot of times y'all wouldn't know, like, it's probably like 5 cats out there at the shop that's, you know what I'm saying, that's looking out for me. When I say looking out for me, making sure that when I lock up, I'm not getting robbed. I'm not, say a lot of things not happening to me while I'm out there. So they blend in with the crowd. So, that's the kind of way I moved, you know what I mean, at the time, you know what I'm saying? But I'm older, I'm a little more mature, and I'm out of those settings. So I feel like, okay, get a little more professionalism about myself. But it's crazy because I see it and it's still going on at other shops around. I'm like, damn, it's kind of like I started create this little monster with that kind of type of, activity. But, each their own or whatever, just let them know I'm doing something else. So y'all do what I'm doing now. Follow me now.
I've matured. I've matured in my ways. I'm a family man now. All you see is me and my son. You know what I'm saying? And that's a good thing.
Right.
My son is my backup. The baby, your backup now. He got your back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But like I said, even from those type of things, I pay attention though. Like I said, I pay attention to a lot of stuff that I think I got started around. Even you just look at the general setup in most of these shops right now.
Mm-hmm.
Real talk. You can go on old stuff of mine as far as which is it's old to me, definitely old to me now, but I'm still seeing them pop up. But with the gray floors. Mm-hmm. The great walls in the shop, your whole setup with the the whole setup. If you look at most of these shops, all those shops look like my shop headliners that I had back in like 2014, 15. You see what I'm saying? So, and before that, none of those shops looked like that shop. But as I'm dead serious.
But they say the biggest form of flattery is for somebody to imitate you. And I didn't like that. I didn't like that. I didn't used to like that. But I literally had somebody like now in my new shop. I created these stations. I've never seen it before. I created these stations out of doors, and you know what I'm saying. And I put it together. I paint them. This is all handmade. And somebody was like, "I just seen a new shop that just opened." They had. I said, and it's in the area. I was like, well, you know what I'm saying? We got to take the flattery. We got to take it. We're trendsetters. We got to be we're trendsetters. And when you set a trend, you can't hate that somebody else is following your trend. It's actually supposed to be complimentary, but we wasn't taught to embrace it. I know I'm from the hood. I wasn't taught to embrace. Like, don't come with my sneakers on. Don't come with my shoes on. Don't come with my clothes on. Don't even look like me or try to act like me. That wasn't, but that's the hood mindset. But the original business protocol is that's what you want. That's what actually what you want.
Right. And I think that was going to be my second thing, like I said, because I said I had two. That was my second thing that I'm not like, I mean, I had to learn to adjust to that and take it as compliments because I ain't gonna never call no names out, but like I'm talking about my inbox be flooded. I'm talking about flooded with a lot of y'all with your local barbers, a lot of your favorite barbers or whatever, whatever y'all cup of tea, whatever y'all taste. At some point, they've been in my inbox. They picking my brain. They ask me how I do this. Hell, even what clippers to get. And I done gave them all. I give, you know what I'm saying? Because that's my personality, naturally. But then it's kind of, like I said, I was having a hard time because I turn around and then it's like, damn, I see the same thing I just kind of telling you this stuff. Now it's like, you trying to be me. So I'm looking at it like, damn, that's everything I did like 5 years ago, 3 years ago. And I'm looking and I'm like, well, you know what? I had to digress back and like, I can't be too mad at them because I guess if anything you want to learn about, what you're going to do, you're going to study it, right? So they had to probably go down in the time and they've been studying me.
And they study
they'll study you and then they'll come out. But my thing is, at least be the dude.
Give me some credit.
What I just was saying. What I just did at the beginning of this interview is shout out Charles Harris.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? This is how this brought that full circle because that's what this game is missing. It's missing a lot of that type of stuff. It's missing that, and you've gotten it so where any and everybody can jump out here and be a hairstylist, call themselves a barber, blah blah blah. But they don't have no real integrity. They don't. That's what they're missing.
That's the word.
Missing. We're missing. Right. Okay, yeah, you go do all this, fine. You're excellent, Brady. You're excellent hairstylist. You're excellent barber. You're excellent. But like I said, what separates me is the authenticity. Right. Okay.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? We don't come along far too often.
Right.
You understand me?
Right.
And it's a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? And I hate how I watch it. Right. And it's so much of these people, and they're all so self-proclaimed.
Right. When we always had somebody came before us. You know what I'm saying? Somebody came before us.
You. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody came before. I don't care who it is. Me, I don't have, I call them secret mentors because they don't actually know me, but because most of them are celebrities. You know what I'm saying? So I look at like your Madam C.J. Walkers, and when I was coming up, I couldn't understand why it wasn't 50,000 people in my seat, right? I'm like, well, why I don't got 50,000 people? I'm looking at other people and I'm like, why there ain't 50,000 people? They always got people in their seat. And then I had to realize that I'm an enterprise. And sometimes I can't have 50 million people in my seat because that would take away, then I won't be able to do half the stuff that I've actually put out. I wouldn't be able to do. So it's like I look up to, Cindy Trim and these women that are like really killing the game in their industry and everything. But I'm going always, if you hear me praying, I got that from Cindy Trim. If you hear this, anything I do when it comes to certain things, I'm going to go out and I'll tell you, this is where it was. But for me, when it came down to like braiding and doing hair and all that stuff, I had to learn it myself because nobody wanted to teach me. Nobody wanted me to teach me. They always thought I was like a threat. First of all, I'm from New Jersey. I'm from New Jersey. So she going to try to come in here and take over. You know what I'm saying? That was the main thing. Oh, she going to try to come take over. So they don't want to play in the sandbox with me. I'm like, come on, I want to play. Can you be my friend? Can you be my friend? Because there's a lot of braiders out here and a lot of hairstylists out here. I'm gonna tell you no lie, and I salute them because they've been doing this stuff since they've been kids. And I listen, know how to braid way better than me, know how to do hair way better than me. But when it come down to business, I'm not gonna listen. I get this out the mud. That's my uncle. That's the men that went before me. You know what I'm saying? The
right.
dope boys that went before me.
Yeah,
All
man.
of that is just real. And so with that aspect, I learned to network and work a crowd and do all that stuff. That was my uncle. That's my Uncle K-Sign. He was the first person I knew that came from the streets and went into business. He worked with all types of people, Black people, white people. And I still look up to him to this day. That is like my everything. That, you know, he's like my dad. And I took from him everything. Now, he could teach me how to do hair. I had to go to school for that. I had, you know what I'm saying, all that other stuff. But we have to give salutes to those who went before us. You know what I'm saying? We got to honor that. Integrity. It's just integrity. You know?
Yep.
So with that being said, you talked about, you know, your mom taught you, you know, you learned from her and everything like that. But can you tell me like your first experience on your first haircut? Can you remember your first haircut and how nervous you was? And like, how did that impact you? Or was you doing, because you said you've been doing it since you were 15, right?
Yeah, about 15. So yeah, I would say once I'm scoot back up, son. I would like to say sorry about that. But yeah, I say my first cut. Ooh, was that on my brother? I think it might have been on my younger brother, one of his friends. But we used to keep a bunch of, you know, homeboys at the house and stuff coming through. So, you know what? Yeah, my first cut. It's gonna pop in my head, and I think I want to say it was another barber. His name's Kenny Thomas. He cuts at All Pro when we went to high school together. I want to say either he came and I might have cut his hair the first time, or it might have been, it was my brother. Yeah, it was my brother, Duriel. Yeah, it was pretty much even all over. And I remember I was a little nervous, but at the same time, like my confidence, you know, was still there because I felt it was something simple. I remember it wasn't no blending or nothing like that, just a straight, even all over cut that he used to wear. And he used to wear actually a shag, which is like a booty cut, which a lot of these people wearing right now. But those that know my brother, like, yeah, he probably he was known for that in this area. Like probably the only one walking around with that haircut, that style back in those days, and all the way up until he got to middle school. I think my brother ain't cut the little shag off until he got to high school finally, you know. But I see a lot of dudes walking around with that now and stuff. They know who they are. Y'all remember my brother had that thing first. But yeah, so it was one of those cuts. I think I got through it pretty good, I remember. Then
did he like it or he talk junk? Was he talking junk because that's your brother?
He didn't have a choice because it was pretty basic. Like I said back then, and I remember giving him the round edge. That back then too. Used to get the little round edges. You know, I'm that old, so yeah, we used to get the little round edges, and I had a steady hand. I remember doing that and cut it down and left his little shag. So yeah, that first cut was pretty good. And after that, but like I said, I was just cutting here and there, like my little friends in high school. Whenever we get ready to go hang out, maybe here and there, a couple of them come through there, trust me. And then it really took off more once I went to Bethune-Cookman. Shoot, it was I was on full ride scholarship, but you know it was cool because it was like it was a real source of income. You know, I used it to my advantage. I already was on the team, so you know, once I got out there, started telling a couple players on the team, started off with a couple roommates and stuff like that. And there's one thing about us that once they see you can cut, it was a wrap, especially on campus. So, you know, I already had a name coming on campus too from football too. So that helped a lot. Hell, I ended up like cutting some of coaches' heads and like, of course, the team. And it took off from there. And like I said, I come home and cut a few guys when I'm home on break and get on back up to school. And I guess like some of them must get their haircut. They might get an edge or something like that, and they'll go to Charles after, you know, because I'm not in town. So, you know, from what he was telling me, like he'll always ask clients and stuff like, "Hey, who cut your hair?" And they're telling me it was me, and he, you know, that's what really, I guess, got him.
That's why he was on your neck.
Yeah, and I didn't even really know it then because I'm off playing ball in school, so I didn't know this really was going on back home and stuff like that or whatever. But yeah, I would say that, but it really took off. Like I said, got to college, and then I came on home, and I was working with the city of St. Albans, like I said, with the coordinated position and rec position. So I was actually running a park that's named after my auntie out in St. Albans called Daisy Douglas Park. And I had my own office in there and everything. So it was that sweet. You know, I actually was living right across the fence from the park. Yeah, so convenient. You know, came back home from school. Like I said, I was staying with moms. All I had to do was hop the fence to be to work. Didn't have to drive the car. I remember it was great. You know what I'm saying? Started off great. And I used to do what was called moonlighting. So in my office, what I would do, you know, it was perfect. The kids are getting out of school, from middle school and elementary school and all that. So first place they come into is the park in the community. Right. So, okay, you know what? Start bringing my clippers in here. I started cutting kids in the office. Everybody knew me in the community, and that's how it really just snowballed. Like you cut one, then the next thing you know, that, oh, you cut such hair. Oh, you cut it at the park. Well, you know, little LJ or whatever, I'm gonna drop him off at the park, and you can cut his hair and it was perfect because it's like the kids are getting babysat. You know what I mean? It's perfect place to go, safe haven. They doing their homework. I got them all under control. Bunch of kids out there, they playing pool, and I got them on rotation. You know what I'm saying? Send one out, bring one in the office, send one out. And the kids, I swear, it used to be so crazy. I don't know if Tim them don't see this or anybody from the city, but anyway, I was doing my thing. It was called moonlight, so it was pretty much illegal what I was doing. You know, I was on the clock, but I was making money doing something else. Okay,
so you know, he educating y'all on business ethics.
Yeah, I was right. But I'm gonna tell you, because the community, they stuck with me. Now, I used to have little kids. They may be about 5, 6 years old. Now, I used to have them posted up, and I would tell one, stand on the outside. Hold on, that. Hold up, son.
He said, Daddy.
I tell them to stand outside because what happened is occasionally my supervisor would ride by and want to check up on, you know, or they might just have some stuff to drop off to me or whatever, you know what I'm saying, for activities. So I always have to keep my head on the swivel and make sure that I'm not in the office back there cutting when one of the, you know, the supervisors pull up. I'm like, so I keep about like 2, 3 right outside the door. I had them on post now. I had one out by the street almost, like by the sidewalk, by the entrance of the park. So they watching to see if anything coming up and down the street. And they used to just relay it on back to me. So I always come out there clean. You know what I'm saying?
We know how to do some African engineering, make sure this is business. We ain't out there dropping no drugs. We just trying to live and survive in this world we in. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. You need to get him. He can be on the video. He can come sit in.
He wants, yeah. Okay, I might let him go and pop him in here.
Yeah, let him sit in. Let people know who the next boss of the line.
Come on in. Come here.
He the next boss. He the future boss. He the future boss of headliners.
Come on, man. Yeah, he'll get it all. Come on. Yeah, we enjoying our Victory Monday, Cowboys Victory Monday. So come on, man.
This is what it's about. This is not just a massive barber. This is not somebody that's just in the community. But this is a father. This is a Black king that's out here. Look, he got his son, y'all. Come on. We got to salute that. We got to embrace that. So I'm happy. Hey, guys. How are you, Prince? Hi.
Hello.
That's right. So, you know, we went through COVID, right? We went through COVID-19. And that impacted a lot of. How did that change your mindset in this? Or were you already prepared, or did that change your mindset on industry and the business?
I'm going to tell you this. Another thing too. Like I say, whenever I see something coming up or a problem, whatever, I'm quick to try to figure out a solution. Okay, we knew that COVID was coming and everything like that. I knew at the time I was in a shop. I didn't wait for no CDC guidelines to tell me how to be clean. You know, a lot of these things too, I felt like they were almost common sense.
They were supposed to be in our industry anyway, right?
Right. You know what I'm saying? So what I was doing, preparing myself. I never left the shop, even though they were closing down shops. Heck, I shopped actually on the front door, had the yellow sign on it. But I used my mind. I said, we're going to park these people around the back And what I'm gonna do, like I said, this was like at least about a couple months before they started opening stuff up again and giving y'all the guidelines and stuff. I'm trying to tell you, I never stopped cutting. My clients know I never stopped cutting. You can go back in. I never stopped cutting. What I did was came home, had a talk with my son's mom. You know what I'm saying? And my main thing was just making sure I'm doing it the right way because I didn't want him to get sick or anything like that. Ran across her. And what I decided to do is I said, I'm going to go buy me some, I bought the Lysol spray. I bought masks. She works in the medical field, so I had plenty of gloves and all of that. And before, like I said, I just took upon myself. I said, you know what? I'm going to spray down these sheets. I'm going to uncover my face. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get these people somewhere where they can cut in a clean place. And I said, we'll see how it goes. Kept doing it. And I got so slick with it at the time, too. A lot of people don't even know, too. Because it was like, I think it was like by the time when the northern states, they started open things back up. Mm-hmm. It was I remember one place in particular was Maryland. I want to say, I think they were the first state to open up.
Oh, I think I remember that post. You want to talk about that?
See? You gotta think. I was out of the box. And said, I thought about it and I said, shoot, this sold me. I'm gonna go hold on. You know what I mean? So what I started doing was tagging my location as if I was in Maryland. Yeah, I was still right here in Clearwater, Florida, cutting my butt off in the shop, all of that type of stuff like that. Just give y'all different angles of the shop that y'all hadn't seen before, background, so you didn't really know where I was at. You see what I'm saying? So that's how I worked around it. Doug Mitchem never stopped cutting through COVID. And then, like I said, it took off. And that's how I spent into me with the mobile thing, you know, because I started, you know, with people couldn't come to the shop or whatever. The ones that didn't want to come, so I started going to them. Okay. Mm-hmm. So then that ran over into that, like, okay, maybe I can start doing this. And I was dibber-dabbing in it for a little while, but then I took a trip out of town, Atlanta, and we'll handle some business with the clothing and stuff. And I took a couple partners with me, and one particular, my cousin David Holmes, which is Kurt, my cousin Kurt, and he just put it in my head and was like, you know what, man, I seen a cat on social media. He was getting paid $200 a haircut. I'm like, really? He was like, yeah. I think I'm gonna go to him. So I guess he had went to this guy who's down in Miami and all of this stuff. And then another one of my clients, he had went to the guy in Miami, and this guy was charging $200. He's on social media. He had done took off, blowing up. Well, they came back to me after they got their cuts from him and were like, hey man, I need you to fix this and fix that and blah, blah, blah. He's not all he cracked up to be. He getting paid all of this. So one thing led to another. Conversations pretty much from both of them. They pretty much, they inspired me, ain't gonna lie, to just go ahead and try it. Cause I was like, man, that's crazy. $200? Somebody really paying that much? Well, they broke it down to me and it was like, cuz, you know what? At least we know you better than him. This, you hear from a picture, you better than him. How about you set yours at least to go at 100? Right. So I said, you know what? We'll figure it out. We enjoyed the rest of our trip. And I said, on the way back, we're gonna try it. And they set me up, and they were like, yeah, we're going to promote you. And the first thing we did, we got back. I gave my haircut at the house. He posted his $100 in his hand. We put the caption, and just threw it out there. I'm the $100 haircut man, pulling up mobile cuts. Now, all my clients now $100 cuts, so I don't want people to get scared about that. But people that want to pay that. And what I started using that to my advantage because I started getting particular cats, which too, like it goes back to the copycat thing. Yeah, right. A lot of people want to keep up with certain people or whatever. So, okay, I'll give you that. Now I'm going to post this cat that I know, pretty popular. People want to keep up with him. People might want to outdo him. So that started a thing. Mm-hmm. Once a guy who got his money and got him rolling, now you got to think about the other people that's out there that's feeling some type of way like, I got money. I can do this. Right. Absolutely. And I started, and how I got them is with the picture. Right. Everybody wants to be posted on the picture. I get to the point, like I said, I don't even post pictures no more. I just did the other day because I knew I was getting ready for the interview or whatever just to remind people, but I don't even be posting pictures. And it's so crazy because I get to my clients' houses now and it's like, they're looking at me like, hey man, you gonna take a picture? And I'm like, oh shit. Like, I realized like I done started a thing.
Yeah,
like
they be wanting to see their stuff You be
itself,
forgetting.
get posted, and I realized too, I ain't dumb. Like it's a competition thing. They don't see me cut such and such head. He done paid his money. Now I gotta outdo him, and it's a shame, but that's how our people are. But you know what? I'm smart enough to recognize that, and if y'all gonna continue to act like that, I'm gonna capitalize off of that kind of stuff because y'all you letting the other people, the other race, do it
all day.
Capitalize off of y'all ignorance and off of your stuff. Like, so I thought about this day. Let me see. You know how I'm gonna flip this on their ass because everybody, like I say, everybody wanna do what you're doing. Everybody wanna keep up with such and such, keep up with the Joneses. So this is how I'm gonna do this.
That's what the metaverse is about. The metaverse is about following and trending and all that stuff. So, you know, we just got, you know, if we're in the business, you know, we got to stay in those things sometimes, even if you don't want to. Sometimes it's just something that you just, you know, you got to stay relevant. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they want. And your clients sometimes want, you know, I'll be forgetting to post pictures about the students that I'm dealing with. And in the center be like, you know, you did North Greenwood, you forgot to do our center and post out the and so you have to, you know, they paying you. I'm gonna do what they want me to do because I'm gonna get paid to do it. So it makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So we a little older, we're getting a little older, but we still young, right? And you know, I have my idea of what retirement looks like for me. For me, you know, I just really want to get into that more of that training aspect, you know, coming from behind the chair. But what does retirement look like for Doug the Master Barber headline? What does that look like for you? I know you talked about some things that you had coming up, but like, you know, do you want to retire or are you doing a pass the bucket?
Yeah, I'm not gonna do this. Like what I'm working on right now, just waiting on some things to kind of fall through too. I'm aspiring to be pretty much like an instructor. I want to fall back. I want to, like I say, from behind the chair. More of an ambassador. I've been looking into as far as certain brands. Certain brands I've been talking back and forth with them as far as becoming an ambassador for their brand. You know, they'll send me around, travel, and pretty much promote their brands and stuff like that. And it'll also get me into probably helping or maybe even inventing my own type of clipper or just something with my name on me, patenting something with my name in the game or whatever like that. But that's why I can see myself also right now, like I said, kind of waiting on Charles to get back with me because we got something going on with myself over here at P-Tech. So I just let that out the hat. But we're trying to get me in there currently to be an actual barber instructor there. So that's where I see myself kind of fading, you know what I mean, and want to be more of a teacher, you know, and let these younger kids, you know, they can do all that stuff. So like I said, I'm ins and outs of it. As far as when it comes to even with the shop, I can see me getting back out there and possibly even I say, you know, if I was to do it, I can see myself getting another building and owning another shop, but stepping back and, you know, making it a place where I can have other barbers actually just running it themselves and I come through, check on them. And, you know,
that's when we really become real business people. People don't understand that we are really just self-employed. There's a difference than a business. I know Indian doctors that own super clips. They never cut a hair. They own that business. And we gotta get to the point where we are really business owners, where we just come and pick up the check. I want to get to a point where I just come and pick up the check.
That's where I'm getting at now. I mean, my son, he's 3. So like I said, man, I got a time frame and I'm putting, you know, and I've been making my strides and stuff like that. But yeah, I got a plan, an exit plan. But I want to be able, so I can, you know, on these latter years of my life, so I can be able to just kick back and enjoy my son, you know what I mean? Ride around, collect my money and watch him grow and, you know what I'm saying, help him out in any aspects that he needs. But I definitely, you know, I don't want that to be taking me away. Cause like I say, barbering, like I've been doing it forever. And I'm just now getting to the point where I can enjoy my weekends. I can have a Saturday to myself with my son, my kid, you know what I'm saying? I can, you know, cause like I said, since 2007, like I don't know what a Saturday looked like without Little League football. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Things of that nature. And it'll push me back because what it was doing is like, even with the coaching, the Little League, you know, I'm glad I'm removed from that arena too, because I was eating into, even though I was cutting I was cutting a lot, but it was eating into my times because I would leave at about 6. You see what I'm saying? So I'm leaving money on the floor. Most of my clients, a lot of them get off at 6. Right. Then I got to turn around, coach. I'm kicking out money. I'm losing money throughout the week. Saturdays, I'm coming out my pocket, paying for the kids' food and all of that stuff, helping kids out or whatever. Then Sunday, I'm getting up and going back and opening up the shop to try to catch up with all that money. You see what I'm saying? Right. That I missed throughout the week, because all those people, they're going to still stick with me, but they want me to come in. They want me to come in at Sunday. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they want me to do, and that's taken away from my family time or whatever. So it started kind of even affecting relationships and things of that nature too. So, I had to get back and finding that balance or whatever,
With that being said, do you have, I asked the women this, but even for the males that's in the industry, like self-care, like what do you do for yourself? Even because you're going to have younger barbers that's coming up. And I think in this industry, a lot of times we neglect ourselves so much. But have you begin to put into place some type of self-care practice for yourself?
I have been. I'm gonna tell you, it's funny too. Like, because I've gotten massages before, but just little feet massage, little stuff like that here and there gone. But I just recently went and got a massage, like a full body massage, for my first time in my life. And it was kind of crazy because the people, they was able to tell me damn near everything I be doing. And I'm like, the hell, how you? Yeah, you must be on your feet. You must. I'm like, whoa. And it got knots in my bag and all kind of stuff that I ain't know I've been walking around with in my back and getting all that right and got me loose. And I'm feeling like a whole brand new person. I'm like, wow, like, like that, just simple, like stuff like that. And so now I'm like, I take out at least definitely one weekend out the month, or I'm going to get that full body massage. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm going to do that for myself. I do that. I do my walking, definitely, you know what I'm saying? Because I believe the mental, Yeah. So I've been getting a lot of more time to myself walking. I hit this trail a lot and stuff like that. So those are my things, like self-care, with me just really tapping into myself and getting, you know what I'm saying, more familiar with certain things that I didn't know what was really going on in my body. And that just showed me how much like I really been going, and, like I said, I'm embracing it now though. Like I said, just slowing down a little bit more and, enjoying this breeze, smelling the, fresh air and ready in the sun of mine, you know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, it's good, but like I say, things could be better, like I said, because I wanna my next part, like I said, get some things with setting other people up and trying to get in the shop and letting them pretty much run it, me just overseeing some things and doing it the right way though. Right. I'm gonna do it the right way. I know what I'm saying? I don't want to be to a point where I feel like kids are being used or how should I say pretty much being taken advantage of. Yeah, I mean, but I watch this stuff with this barber stuff though. It's like a lot of these guys are being kind of exploited. Mm-hmm. To say the least. Yeah, like you're being exploited, dog. Like you working with somebody, you know what I'm saying? You ain't being handled right. Mm-hmm. Your worth, you know what I'm saying?
So what would you say to the next generation? What would you say? What information, what advice would you give them?
Get your own. Get your own shops. Get your own shops unless, you understand me? Unless it's gonna be something like this, the deal just gotta be that sweet. What I'm gonna say is, okay, try to get your own shop. Get your own shop. Work your way getting your own shop. Okay, when you do get your own shop, okay, I'm gonna give you a little pre-game. Get your own shop. You get something, you don't need and I learned this too, you don't need the biggest builders. You don't need the biggest builder. You get your own shop. Get y'all looking. You get your own shop. And quickest way to retirement. You get your own shop. You get your 1, 2 barbers in there. You figure your building might be 600. Get your old 600, 700 square feet building. That way we know your rent definitely gonna be well under $1,000. So you figure your rent maybe about 800 or whatever. Say if I go seven type of square feet, and we know they charge a little extra now. So we'll get moved up about that rent, maybe about 800 a month, right? So I would take that by $800 or whatever. We know they got I'm gonna go get 2 barbers, or maybe just one and a stylist and a barber. And of course myself gonna be in there. Now, I can do something like that and only charge y'all at about $100. When you say $100, now you think about it, you win it now for one as an owner and as a worker, because it ain't nowhere in the Bay Area that's gonna charge you less than $150 or $200 for booth rent.
I tell them my shop, we are $100 a week, and I be trying to tell people like that's the low. That's the low. Sweet.
You ain't gonna want to work in that. But listen, and like I say, and the game is about saving and managing money and doing the right way. You can really beat this stuff. So you say, I take about now. So that's three. Now I got 3 people that's working in my shop. That's me, and I got two other horses working with me. Right? That's at $200 a month. I'm at $200 each week. You understand me? So that's $800 right there out the door, just off of those 2. That's my bill to pay for. Okay, we're not even touching my money. Now, anything I want to do, I can put back into the shop. If I want to get y'all TV, but now we're doing this and this.
You went mute. Okay.
You see what I'm saying? I got 3. That's what's that? We at what, 12? That's $1,200 in on a building that only costed me $800. So I got a $400 profit to play with, plus my money that I'm still making.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But these are different things. I can sit down and break that down to a lot of people. And that's one thing too. I'm gonna start holding certain little classes. I wouldn't mind have classes. Even me and you can probably get together on certain things.
I've been waiting on you. I've been waiting on you.
and give them certain cheat codes though, because it is cheat codes in this game. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna really say cheat codes. It's just common sense.
Common sense.
But we get out there and we want to be the look at me. My name is lights. I got this big shop. Oh, all these people working. Blah 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 blah. That's not the way. You know what I'm saying? Like
not when you first start. This is the biggest shot that I've had in 16 years. I started off with me. Because I knew I could pay my bills with me. Right. You know what I'm saying? And then if I added an extra person, that's why I could be so generous. Because at the end of the day, that extra person was extra money in my pocket. And what it didn't take away from me. You know what I'm saying? And people want their names and lights so fast. Like you gotta put time in this. You gotta build credibility in this. You gotta build consistency in this. And so you want to get to that level of owning your shop. But when you go out there brand new and you think that people gonna be hype on you for a minute, but that hype gonna leave real quick, and you will be sitting there looking crazy because you the one that got to sit there and pay that $2,000, $6,000. Like I just got to that, but I was confident enough to say, okay, I have enough things in the pot.
Right.
I don't just do hair. You know what I'm saying? So people used to be like, oh, I'm in her shop and I'm paying her bills. No, baby, I got other contracts. I got other stuff going on. Right. And so whether you stay or you go, but you don't just get there overnight, and that's what people want, overnight success.
Yeah, and I think that's what too. They look at me and be like, oh dang, he's doing this, and like, y'all gotta remember, I just look like this. I'm 44 years old. I've been doing this for a long time. Like I tell you, it didn't happen overnight. And that's why I watch a lot of them too. It seemed like once I went mobile, I'ma say it, I didn't start noticing everybody else trying to go mobile. And it's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, I ain't under no rock around here just because I don't be saying stuff, but this is a platform now, I'm going to let it out. I see that. I know what I created. I know the wave that I created. You see what I'm saying? And it's a lot of them that's doing that, but I don't think they're doing it that long, because you want to know why? They looked at me and was like, oh, I can do that. He's doing that. But what y'all didn't do is your homework. You didn't do your homework on me. See, Doug got a lot of clientele. I got a lot of clientele, and still growing, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm at the point where as though like I honestly don't be wanting to take on no more people. You see what I'm saying? I'm serious. I'm like, and then this God blessing. This is nothing but a blessing that I can be able to say this. And all I can hope is for anybody that hating, keep living and waking up, and hopefully you can get to that point. But I'm telling you from the truth. This ain't happened overnight. A lot of people know. I used to be the first one in the barbershop at Charles M. Shop, 7:30, 6:30. You see what I'm saying? Staying though till 12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock, 2 in the morning. You see what I'm saying? Don't forget, I used to do that every day. You see what I'm saying? I was that guy in there like that. Okay, so a lot of people get, you know what I'm saying, but they'll forget all that and be like, oh, he act like he on no, I done did all of that.
And they don't want to do that. And
they
that's
don't want
the
to do
thing.
that. No, they just want to jump right into. They want to just jump right in the chair with me.
Right
yeah, they want to
there.
just jump right in the car and ride with me, thinking like, oh, I'm on his level. I'm just because you might be physically on my level and we can see eye to eye, but man, in this game, you're not. You haven't done that, and that's why I say I get a lot of them in my inbox and they talking, and I watch them and they pop out, they do the shop things and and I sit back and hey, congratulations, but I know you ain't put too much into that. You see what I'm saying? And this is why certain things don't last. Now, if I ever had a project that didn't last, it's because I didn't want it to last. Right. It's because I've left. It's because I've understood my worth. Right. You see what I'm saying? And that's the thing with me. That's the difference of being unstable. You see what I'm saying? But it's you know what I'm saying? And now a stable mind, yeah, you're gonna get your butt up and you're gonna leave. You're gonna get yourself out of that situation. You see what I'm saying? And people get that misconstrued too. Oh, he unstable. Why? Oh, he over here this week. Oh, he was cutting on better lane. I done heard all of that stuff. You see what I'm saying? I done heard all of that stuff.
But the environment has to be right. And that's exactly why I created my own environment. Because
you're artists. We are artists. We are artists. We have to, our minds have to be free to flow and do what we do. If it's not right, that setting not right, I can't work in that setting. And I'm not gonna do that just to suppress someone else's, you see what I'm saying? Their feelings about something.
Right. And you gotta know who you are. Like me, you know, I have this, at the end of the day, before you know, I'm gonna be talking about God. So I can't be everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I got people that I'm gonna sit there, they're gonna tell me something, I'll be like, oh, can I pray for you? And then if you're looking at me crazy, I done had people come in my shop and then prostrate on the floor. Like, where am I do that at? Where else can I do that at besides my own? So I had to have my own. And I love the mobile idea. It's something that I seen years ago in California. I seen them doing that in California. They was using the mobile homes and ducking them out and all that, years ago. And at the end of the day, I seen it. You know, you don't really see it out here like what y'all doing now. You don't really see it, you know, especially 10 years ago when I first seen it. I didn't see it at all. But to get to that point where you got a whole ducked out studio and moving around and driving around, that's a whole nother love. And I thought, you know, I thought about that years ago, but I don't, like you said, I'm at the point I don't even care about all that. I'm ready to just give it to the next level. So if you ever see me with a mobile bus, somebody else gonna be in it. I ain't finna be. Yes, I ain't going. I ain't going. Yeah. I need a fleet. I want a fleet, and I want to send them out, and I'm gonna let all the young generation, Operation Young Boys, we finna send them out like that because I'm good. Like I want to get where I need to be. You know what I'm saying? And so.
And it's not even when we even good. When I say good too, I ain't even like, because I don't want to talk, like I ain't even talking like financially, like money wise. Like we say good, like I'm rich and I ain't got.
No.
Mentally. I'm not even talking like that. I'm talking mentally, just like, you know what, I've given what I've given to this craft, and now it's time for me to move on and pass it on to other people. Because like I said, another thing too, like with me, like I said, I wear different hats. Like I tell a lot of people, don't get me caught up with just no cutting, because that wasn't, you know, like I said, you know, I coach, you know, it's a lot of other type of things I do. I'm a father, you know what I'm saying? Like it's and that being a father, that trumps everything. So, you know, but nah, yes. He says,
yeah, so we're gonna wrap it up because we went, listen, he know the time. He like, listen, you went over your time. So do you have any specials that you are running for the people right now, holiday season? And then end that up with telling us how they can connect with you, how they, can get with you, your websites, your links, whatever else that they need. So, I mean, I'm quite sure most people know you, but for
All
those
right.
who don't, we don't want to assume that they know how to get in contact with you.
Yeah, well, my specials pretty much. I don't, I haven't been doing too because with mobiling, it's not really too much as far as specials. I haven't been encountering, you know what I mean. Now, what I have been doing during the holidays, what I will take a break as far as like, say, if you got a multiple household of kids or something like that, and I gotta come. Now I'm gonna work with your price. I might go ahead and do. Well, say if you got 3 kids, 3 heads, or whatever, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna probably throw that third one in for free. Or if you got 2, I'm gonna come and I'm gonna cut the one for the set price, and then the second one gonna be half off. So I generally do that, during my during the holidays and stuff like that to give back or whatever. But yeah, pretty much that's kind of hard because with the mobile thing too, it's already kind of like a set price because I'm driving. And we factored in my gas and certain little things like that, my mileage and stuff like that. So that does have to factor in, and for me to still be able to come and get in my services or whatever. But yeah, that would be it. But most of the time, as if anybody wants to contact me, the number is still the same: 727-337-8762. As well as you can go to you can contact me through through Instagram. It's under Fuji Cappuccino, Fuji_Cappuccino. You can check me out and down the DM. Also, if you want to check out some more of the clothing apparel or you want special orders, you can also DM me at TheeHeiress_CO on IG. And you can straight inbox me on Facebook as Douggie Mitchem. So,
and he does answer back. He does answer back.
Yeah, I do. I will answer back.
That's probably the easiest way to get in contact with him.
That way, yes. And so I'm pretty busy. Like I said, my day is pretty much consist of me getting up, like I said, getting my schedule out the way with running around in between cutting, stopping and getting over to the high school with the kids, coaching and stuff. That's about a 2-3 hour block out of the day. Then I pick back up after that. So yeah, I go around the clock though. It's nonstop for me. You know what I mean? So you can enjoy this little day off on this Monday or whatever. But other than that, I'm in the paint pretty much 24/8. So yeah, I go, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's it. But everybody pretty much knows me. You can get in contact me, like I think, through social media or through my phone number. I'm not hard to find. Like I said, I'm here for advice as well. And like I said, I'm learning how to still, like I said, embrace all of that. So, because like I said, I got the point. Like I said, I wasn't, man, people reaching out, I'm not giving no more game to nobody. I'm not doing this. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, I done got back, like I say, a little more level-headed with that, and we're going to embrace that and get back to helping some people out, because I guess that's what I was aiming to do.
So with that being said, we are about to close out. Any last remarks that you want to say to our audience? Anything?
No, man, just love each other, keep growing. Also know that, what I'm saying, be open-minded, be an open-minded person, and I think this world will be a better place, and be able, like I say, help each other grow at the end of the day, and treat each other with same love, dignity, and respect that you would be want for yourself. So God bless everybody, and much love. I say, I need me, get at me. Anything I can do with somebody, I got you.
That's our shop talk for the day with Doug Mitchem. Come on through and make sure y'all put y'all comments and everything in on the thing. Ask some questions. He'll talk back at y'all.